Hey everybody, good to see you today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Katie MoonChild's world. I'm Katie. And it's a warm day in Tucson. Warm day in Tucson, Arizona. Wait a few minutes here to let messages go out. Notifications go out. You can tell I'm kind of in a quiet mood today. It's hot, and yesterday we broke the iceberg, as they call it around here. Like there's ever an iceberg in Tucson, Arizona. But we broke 100 yesterday. 100 degrees for a high. No. No thanks. Not my cup of tea. But hey, it is what it is. What can I say? So, from here on, for months, my hair will be in ponytails, pigtails, buns, and all kinds of things like that to keep me from whacking it off. Otherwise, we go back to a short haircut. I don't want a short haircut. They're too much upkeep. My hair grows fast, so short haircuts get expensive. But anyway, what I'm saying is, hence the piggy braids today. It's just like, ugh, that's all I needed. And then my cat scratched me. Interesting place for a cat scratch, huh? Just one little claw. Ew. Oh, and the hat. I've got a spot here where I ran into a branch while I was working in the garden. So, I'm in a quiet mood today. Hot and calm. So, anyway, I thought today I would mainly focus, instead of rambling on and on and on, which I will do anyway, I know. That's what Chatty Katie's all about. Thought we would talk about cards. Hi, Teresa. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. You're new. I haven't noticed you here before. Welcome to Katie MoonChild's world. Would you like me to pull a card for you? Do you have a question? Or obviously you've been with me for 10 minutes or you wouldn't be able to be in the chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're very welcome for being here. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm very welcome. Like I said, running a little bit low on the old brainwaves today. Yesterday was hot and it sucked my energy out. My hat's too low. I don't like it when it makes me feel like I'm hanging out in the dark, Hey, or I could do it on the side. There, I guess. Whatever. You would like a reading? Is there any particular question you have that you'd like a reading on? Or you just want one in general, just a general message kind of reading? And welcome. I hope you enjoy yourself. It's a small group. You're just not at one of these chats that flies by in a hurry and, where you have to worry about the whole world hearing all your dirty laundry. General reading. Okay. Teresa. Welcome, Teresa. I'm going to give you a card from the Earthcraft Oracle. Let's see, a couple cards. Let's see what we get and where we go. First card. Ooh. Rise. First thing I see in this card is the crack up the center of her body. That's Fitsuji in Japan. Their precious porcelain gets broken. They glue it back together with lacquer, 24 karat gold, other precious metals, platinum, silver. And it's considered more precious of a piece of porcelain because of the break in it. They look at it as though it's our flaws and breaks in life that make us beautiful, not the perfection and the newness that we all strive to hang on to so hard. You know, you look at me, I'm definitely not new anymore, but my rough edges are rounded. And so I see for you also in the number 22. The number 2 in neurology is about partnerships, duality, and balance. It is also about love. When you see multiples of any number, and the number 2 is the right place at the right time. Trust in what you want. You have all the power right here at your hands. Behind you, you have the power of the source. The universe has your back. Whatever it is you're thinking you might want to change, or whatever is changing, whether you want it to or not, rise to the occasion. Be adaptable. Don't be afraid of that change. See what's the bottom of the deck say? Oh, yes. And don't forget to talk to your ancestors and the people who come before you, be they animal spirits or human spirits. Whether you talk to nature or whether you talk to angels, to ascended masters, or even to ETs, consult them. Consult them. Together, this is the number 9, which talks about attainment, fulfillment, and fruition. It is also coming close to the end of a cycle. Well, apparently it looks to me like the illness, first of all, that's your crack. That's that crack up through the middle here, and you're going to rise above that. You can rise above that. It's all a matter of perception, determination, and perseverance. I'm a fibromyalgia warrior. I have fibromyalgia. I've had it for over 20 years. I get wanting to have your life back. Sometimes, though, because you've changed, you're not going to get that life like you had before. But the life you're getting back, or you're getting, it's better because these people are in this sun behind you. All the ancients, nature, they're all there. They've all got your back. Just understand, when you need to rest, darling, stop and rest. Because that doesn't mean you're lazy or anything other than I'm tired and I need to rest. My batteries are low, let me recharge. Those are neat cards. I like that. Illnesses. I mean, there's so many people in your boat, especially the people with the long-term COVID, you know. They're having to restructure their whole lives because a virus changed it for them. Me, I don't know if I was born with it or what happened, but I got a bad case of the flu that never went away. Hi, Krista. How are you, my darling bubble one? Good to see you. Good to see you here. Yeah, also I'm a breast cancer survivor. So it's all like when I tell you it's a matter of determination, perseverance, And something else that's really big is trusting your gut. Oh, gut. Sorry. And you're saying colitis for 30 years and everyone thinks I'm lazy, but I'm in pain. You know what, sweetheart? You may want to see if you might also have fibromyalgia, because one of the things that goes with fibromyalgia is irritable bowel syndrome. And that sure can feel a lot like colitis. It can be even diagnosed as colitis. Colitis goes with fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia basically is just your nerves don't fire right. So you have a lot of pain. You get really fatigued really easy. There's so many cluster illnesses that are a part of it that people think that that's just a designer illness. It's just a catch-all. Like it's the new phrase for being a hypochondriac. Well, guess what? You don't hear that word used much anymore. Hypochondriac ages me. You know why? They've discovered most of those women that they classified as hypochondriacs had chronic fatigue syndrome or fibromyalgia or both. Then they just started discovering all these other autoimmune diseases that all fell underneath that hypochondriac mode. And I think a lot of us with chronic illness, chronic pain illness, especially because it's silent. People can't look at you and go, oh, she's disabled. Oh, she's sick. They don't know. They don't know until you tell them. And you get really tired of explaining yourself. Yeah. You know what? My card of the day on Instagram was basically is be yourself. And the follow-up memes that I had to go with that are basically, it doesn't matter what other people think of you. You know. All it matters is what you know, the truth that you know. Speak your truth. You're sick, you know. Hi, Janet P. Good to see you, darling. Yeah, you know, you're sick. You're sick. People with multiple sclerosis, when they're first diagnosed, they don't walk with a cane. For all you, only thing you know, I had a friend in high school that had it. She was 19, her senior year in high school. She was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And her number one symptom that sent her to the doctor was double vision and partial blindness. Other people can't see that in you. When I first was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, I had to walk with a cane or I'd fall. That helped a lot. I had a cane. I had an invisible illness, but because I didn't want to fall on my face, it wasn't so visible anymore. That's our stupid double standard when it comes to people and illnesses. It's crazy. So, let's pull some cards. Whoops. I'm just going to do a general reading for all of us today. Let's see what the Mystical Wisdom Oracle cards by Josephine Wall have to say. You all know that's like my favorite, absolute favorite deck. I've had this deck for like 6 years, and I use it at least once a week. At least once a week. The cards are starting to get cut. So let's pull some cards. This goes along with the conversation about illness. First card. I found 4. I got 4 cards. First card is resilience. I love it. Look at, there's a jackalope. But not really. You know, look at that. creature. It's a deer, but it's a rabbit, but it's looks like it's an owl or a hawk. It's a raptor of some kind at the top of those stairs. But the top of the stairs seem to be melting as the Cinderella runs away. She loses her shoe in the moon. Don't be afraid of that melting staircase. Rise above those things that are testing you. It's only a test. This is only a test. And it's not the emergency broadcast system. It's your broadcast system. This goes with being, this matches the card of the day, which was a fairy riding a unicorn. We got the unicorn. Invite serendipity. Rise above those things that are testing you, because it does invite serendipity. Serendipity is like a reward. See how relaxed she is on the back of that magical creature? And look at all the colors and flowers that are flowing from both of them. And the sparkle of the constellation coming out of the unicorn's horn. Next card. Hi, Viviane. Welcome, welcome. Holy cow, Janet. Just found a prescription that was $100 every 3 months is now $1,765 every 3 months. It's hard to be sick in the U.S. Hard to be sick and survive in the U.S. if you're going to rely on pharma. Yeah. God. Oh, I'm sorry, Janet. That sucks. There's no excuse for that. Kirsten Sinema, Joe Manchin, and all the rest of them that are, their donors are pharmaceutical companies. Nancy Pelosi. There's a lot of them. You know, they need to publish who gives who are whose donors. That could make a big difference. Well, not really. Anyway, speaking of what I'm talking about, confrontation. Look at the look in that cat's eyes. Isn't that bobcat's eyes? You think that bobcat just goes and fights everything? What is that bobcat? Because it's the smaller of the cats. It's sly, it's quiet, and it observes until it knows when to confront. Then it confronts, and it's done, and it's gone. This card is so full of images. So full of images. You've got transformation, you've got soaring, you've got the cosmos, you've got, these cards blow me away. This is why this is my favorite deck. The more you look, the closer you look, the more you see. See the castle? And there's a unicorn back there. And the swan and the, oh my goodness, the spirit of soaring. OpenSecrets.org. That's good to know. Follows money and politics. Yeah, I got that. I don't have a husband, but I understand the insurance aspect. I'm very blessed that I had fibromyalgia and was on Social Security disability and been given Medicare when I had breast cancer. Otherwise, I didn't have to pay anything except for $1 to $3.50 in copays for medications. Everything else was covered between Medicare and my supplemental insurance was covered 100%. And what was fun, my supplemental insurance is state-funded Medicaid. So between this federal government and the state of Arizona, 100% of my breast cancer care, my chemotherapy, my surgeries, my reconstruction, and any fine tuning that comes up in the future is covered. So, it is a wonderful blessing. The cancer was a nightmare, but now that it's all over, I would not be doing this. I would not be anywhere near as in tune with people and life and just the plight of being a surviving and, yes, contributing member of society. I don't have to pay taxes because I don't make enough money to pay taxes. But let me tell you what, I'm here. I'm on YouTube. I'm trying to help people figure out how to make their life better. So, yeah, I'm a contributing member of society. Don't let them feed you full of that bullshit that you're on disability, you're not a contributing member of society, because artists, musicians, and people who never make a dime change this world with their ideas, their inspiration, and their creativity. So don't listen to them. I don't. I laugh at them when they tell me that. It's like, yeah, you can think whatever you want. Sure. The last card fits that because you're embracing your truth. You step out of that mirror of illusion. Stand in your power. Embrace who you are. Who's going to stand in your way? I say this a lot. When you set boundaries and you stand by those boundaries, you think, I used to think, people will not like me. They won't like that. If I tell them no too much, they'll stop asking. You know what? It's exactly the opposite. Yes, you contribute as a volunteer. Doesn't that make you feel wonderful? I used to volunteer at a wildlife rehabilitation center. And to this day, the memories of that, I wake up thinking of certain animals, certain things, silly little things that happened. Like we had a little baby woodpecker. It was fledgling. He wasn't very big. And he would ride on my shoulder, hanging on my shoulder, while I was cleaning the cages of the other animals. And most of them were birds, doves and stuff like that. So he wasn't in any danger. Otherwise, I wouldn't have let him do that. But he's sitting there. And then, because he knew when I got done, I would take a grape and I would peel the skin off of it and hold it in my mouth so he could sit on my shoulder and eat that grape. A couple times he missed and hit me in the nose with his beak. Ooh, those beaks are sharp. But, it's a silly little memory. But I woke up thinking about him and it brought a smile to my face. Now, this was, oh gosh, early 2000s, right around there. I was disabled. I was a certified veterinary technician, and it's like I have the skills, I have the certification, and I'm not putting them to use. I need to love my animals, so well, let's go help with the wild animals. What got it started was a baby bunny that my neighbor's cat had attacked really badly. And it wasn't as bad as the little baby bunny that I tried to rescue over the weekend from my cat. That's what brought up this animal cause. Yeah. That's what brought up these memories of the woodpecker, the little woodpecker. This is a little baby bunny. As you can tell, I'm sad about losing the bunny, but the cat was doing its job. And poor bunnies. Oh, sucks being low man on the food chain, Since then, my cat has gotten another bunny and ate half of it. I found half the carcass and an adult. So I think it found the nest. My cat found the nest. I should say she. It's a female cat. It's not an it. She's a she. So I think that got, I don't think there's any bunnies left. I can't get her to come in the house and stay in the house though. I have 2 other cats here and she's terrified of them because they're twice her size. But all they do is lay around and sleep because they're old. They're 13 years old. She's not even a year old, or she's right about a year old. I don't know for sure because she arrived at my house in January. Just someone dumped her. And yeah, she got a good home now. She has a good safe place to sleep and a place to hide. And yeah, her favorite place to hang out is on my roof, which at night's not real safe because of hawks and owls. Well, the hawks aren't so active at night, but great horned owls are. Yeah. So would someone else like a card? I've been, hey, Rachel. Nah, you didn't almost miss it. We just getting going. My phone's going to die, though, before we're through. That's okay. So that means I need my mods. No, I don't. You guys are cool. We're all good. You want a card, Ms. Rachel? Let's see. Let's give Rachel a card. I'll do the Earthcraft. Since we're both ladies of the earth, I'll do the Earthcraft cards. Oop. Now, how did I get half the cards turned? Oh, it's because those were the 2 that I just did for Teresa. I put them back in the deck backwards. Or upside down. Oh, you're welcome, Teresa. I'm here every week. I also have a Saturday reading that I do every Saturday. It's about an hour long, but it kind of sums up where we were during the week and what's ahead, what we hope to have happening ahead, and how to get what we want. I also have on Thursdays the Lightworkers Roundtable, which is a live stream. Oh, the reading I do on Saturdays is a video, so you can watch it at any time. The Thursdays between 5 and 6 on Pacific, I have the Lightworkers Roundtable, which I have a one-on-one conversation with different Lightworker card readers, psychics, mediums, astrologers from the Tarot Love community and beyond. This includes people in the chat. You are all invited. All we're doing is just trying to help people when they're down. How do you pull yourself back up again when your vibes and energies are down? You know, especially these political card readers that are in this dark, deep, swampy yuck in their readings. You know, that's got to be very draining on them. What do they do to recharge, you know? Oh, good. Well, thank you, Teresa. Thank you for joining my little family. By the way, this is my Katie MoonChild family because I don't have any physical family. So you guys are my family. You're my sisters. I thank you. It's a safe place, too, by the way. We don't tolerate trolls in here. We don't tolerate rude people in here because as far as I'm concerned, this is an adult space and you come in here, act like a 3-year-old, you get treated accordingly. It's don't let the door hit you, would good Lord split you. See ya. I just don't have the patience for people who have to be miserable. Well, thank you. I love my sisters. I got a good collection too. Got a good group of sisters. Yes. Janet and Rachel and Viviani, and there's a lot of them. Yeah, this Thursday, tomorrow, for Lightworkers Roundtable. I'm really, really excited for the first time on my channel. We have Black Cat Tarot. Maya is going to be here. Maya's a fascinating person. She does true crime. She does, yeah, interesting lady. So that will be a fun interview to do. Also, and it's, as always, because it is live, the questions are open to the chat as well. And in there is no limitations on who can be in the chat. No subscriber limitation. So okay, Rachel. Ooh, girlfriend. That's your card. She's even a redhead. Woman, you having prophetic dreams? I know there's been a lot going on with you lately because you've been quiet. I know you've been working hard too. You're getting messages in your dreams. You may need to, when you meditate today. When you meditate today, ask specifically for answers to what those dreams are saying to you. Interesting. Embrace them. Just out of curiosity, did they start like right around the full moon? Because you know the 30th is mega astrological night. Not only do we have a new moon, we also have an eclipse. That new moon is called the dark moon. And this doesn't happen very often, that we have both on the same day. This is why I've been busting my butt writing, trying to get these things done. Yeah, it was about a week ago, about 10 to go. The 16th. The 16th, the 18th was the full moon. So yeah, 10 days ago. Yeah. What's the next card say? Ooh, yes. Plant seeds. Connected to these dreams. You're planting the start. Yeah, and we know you are with work and stuff, but I think in your personal life as well, you're planting the seeds for a real period of massive growth. You are about to branch. Oh, man. Like a fractal. Look at her. Sprouts are already trees by the time they break through the ground. I know this has already started happening to you when you started embracing your ancestors and your Nordic ancestry. People are curious about that. Rachel's going to be on my channel, by the way, discussing the Nordic ways, those ancient ways, that and how they really do carry through in our lives right now, today. Actually was going to watch a video today, but I ran out of time, so I'm going to watch it when we're done here. But it was I think it's on the Odyssey channel on YouTube about wonders of the ancient world that are still forming our world today. Things like pyramids, and well, you know why pyramids are still a big deal for us nowadays or today, because that's an energy generator. There's a reason why they're shaped like they are. Shoot that pharaoh's soul. If that's what the pyramids are for. I don't believe that's what they were for, but that's okay. I have my own thoughts on that. I think they were a beacon to visitors from outer space, to call visitors from outer space, because they're all fall on the ley lines of the, and I'm talking all the pyramids. There's pyramids all over the world. Why? Those people supposedly never talk to each other. But yet they're massive, holy structures look a lot the same for hundreds of thousands of years, not tens of thousands of years. So, yeah. Oh, I've been back to that card about planting the seeds. It's telling you to be creative. Be very creative before the new moon comes up. Even if that means go buy a piece of canvas and throw a bunch of pretty colors that are your favorite colors on it. Because this creativity is really healing. The waters of healing, the healing waters of the source are going to be flowing through you. So creating from those prophetic dreams won't be difficult. Looky there. Got the number 9. I'm sorry, the number 10. I can't add. Number 10. End of the cycle. These waters are washing you clean. Ready for the new things. Ready for those new seeds you've planted. Because these waters are feeding those seeds too. See the flower coming out the ear? See the flower coming out of the ear of the face on there? Kind of matches the flowers down here in the foreground. You know, mountains, it's interesting. I did a reading for me today too, and I got the mountain, and it was, are mountains really an obstacle to a river? A river just finds its easiest way around them. They don't try to chisel through them. They just find the easiest path of least resistance around them. Wow. What if we were to do that? Just find the path of least resistance to get what we want. Because if you don't have much resistance to it, then apparently it's in the flow and it's something that's supposed to happen. I have this recurring dream about burning storehouses of food. Then I see starving people. It's very scary. I have to get up every day and just tell myself to breathe and prepare. Sorry, it's kind of a downer dream, but that's it. Well, you know what, Rachel? On Sundays, Spirit Intuitive Tarot, Lisa. I think it's every 2 weeks. She and Debbie Free Spirit do a show on interpreting dreams. I suggest, I think, I don't know if they did that this week or if they're doing it if they did it last week or if they're doing it this coming week. Because Debbie's been on kind of a vacation. But she's also been doing shows. So I would suggest maybe you might want to contact one of them because they're both really into interpreting dreams. And you know what? Maybe you're having to burn those storehouses of food because it's contaminated food. Maybe there's something wrong with that food. And it's making you sad and angry because that food is needed. It also could have nothing at all to do with food and could have everything to do with how you feel about what you see around you, as far as people who are struggling. You have a huge service heart, so, and you work your ass off at work. Maybe, whoa, Spirit's telling me maybe you might want to take some time and go volunteer somewhere at something that you love to do. Your mother was a wildlife rehabilitator. Go find a place like that. A place connected to the food bank. It's interesting. A recurring dream about burning storehouses of food. But you weren't burning the storehouses of food, right? Were the storehouses of food just something you're seeing in the dream? You're not actually participating in the actual burning of the storehouses? Oh, you weren't burning them. Yeah, I would say that there's something wrong with that food. That also is a warning dream because I'm also hearing by next Christmas we are still going to be in major food shortages and stuff. The supply chain, it's going to take a while to recover. I mean, we did have 2 years of very sick people dying, and a lot of stuff not being grown, and a lot of stuff not being manufactured and processed because there's no employees to do it. And it's not because the employees are choosing to not work, it's because they didn't survive the virus. The actual number of people that have passed away from COVID-19 has not hit us yet in our individual lives. It's still a number out there. And I know for people who've lost loved ones, it's more than that. But I'm just saying the economic repercussions of COVID-19, it'll be hit us about 20 years from now when it finally kind of catches up to where it was before. Oh, been meaning to look into whether or not that is actually happening, just haven't not had time. But the dream keeps happening every night and it's a different place burning. Ooh. Interesting. Because you know what also happened about that time is when Abbott shut down the border, stopped that trucks, did the truck blockade in the Mexican border. And now there's they figure what they say, $127,000 worth of rotting food sitting there on the Texas border now, Laredo, Texas, the #1 most busiest border crossing for agricultural transportation from South America and Mexico. And he stopped him because he was looking for safety violations on their tracks. No, he wasn't. He was trying to make the supply chain look worse, so inflation goes up, so it makes Biden look bad. Only it blew up in his face because now he's got all those. I mean, those trucks were lined up for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. And now they can't go forward, they can't go backward. Have a little egg on your face, Mr. Abbott. Hi, Mama Bear. Get Mama Bear and I going, and we're going to get ourselves in trouble on Instagram. Oh my goodness. We have a lot of fun, huh, girl? Anyway, hey, I'm voicing my opinion. I am at the age now where I don't bite my tongue anymore. Other people aren't biting their tongue with me. Hey, Stony Crow! Hi, darling. Good to see you. Yeah, other people don't bite their tongue with me. They all seem to know my life better than me. Why can't I talk about my life? I know my life best. No. People who try to fix my life for me, I don't listen to anymore, so it's fine. Good to see you, Miss Stony Crow. My goodness, it's been a long time. Hope you're well, my dear. Hope you're well and warm and safe and oh my gosh. Healthy. You and your kids. Your whole family, girl. Oh, wow. You know, I was hoping that this fall, first it was going to be spring, I was going to come up there, right? Because COVID was going to be gone by then. Sure, it was going to be at the point where I wouldn't feel uncomfortable traveling. No. No. Well, first of all, I can't go anywhere for at least 2 more weeks. I have a plant that is going to be needing harvest about then. So, that's if I don't get impatient and harvest it before. It's really hard. Hi, Cat Shepherd. Oh my goodness. Everybody's starting to come in. Everybody comes in right at this time. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm shooting for Cinco de Mayo for Harvest Day. You are. You and Tyler. Teen arseholes. You can say assholes. I don't mind. I'm not going to monetize, so I don't mind if you cuss. I certainly do it, don't I, ladies? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. You and Tyler are still seeing each other. That's cool. That's good. Ah, I'm still single and loving every minute of it. Used to think I gotta have that soulmate. I need that companion. Kind of liking not having to ask anybody's opinion. If I want to go for a walk, I just put my shoes on and go. I don't have to say, I'm going for a walk. You need anything? Oh, cat. Sulfa drugs can do that. Yeah. Let me guess. Was it Bactrim? Just curious, because every time I get an infection, that's what they seem to give it to me. A lot of people are allergic to sulfa. That used to be the only antibiotic they had till they invented penicillin. Yeah. That and homeopathic and herbal medicines. Now, homeopathics and herbal medicines, I'm not a doctor on either one of those, but I've used a simethimoxazole. Yeah, Bactrim. If you're a woman, they give you Bactrim for a sneeze, and you end up with the worst damn yeast infection in your life. No, herbals alone won't do an abscess. No, you got to do. No, you don't want to fuck around with, with abscesses. It's a real good way to get septic really quick. Really quick. Had a toothache. 4 hours later, I'm in the emergency room because my chin is like this because it abscessed like that. And scared them because it was starting to run down my neck. Well, jugular vein's right there. So's your heart. So's your brain. They made arrangements for me to go to an oral surgeon to get the tooth out immediately, directly from the emergency room. I had to go to the oral surgeon's office, and they double checked on me. So, yeah. Staph. Good old MRSA. Ugh. Really blessed. I haven't had that yet. As much gardening as I do, it's a complete miracle. I'm always nicking in, like I was showing people earlier, on my forehead. I walked right directly into the end of a stick. Instead of bending over, I knew it was there. But instead of bending over, I just walked right into it. So, yeah. Ouch. Yeah. You definitely don't want to mess around with an abscess near your spinal column. I've had surgeries on my spine. You don't want to go there. If I let me back up a little. The surgeries I had to have done, I would do again 100 times. Hey, Sharon Sipe. Good to see you, my dear. Because I'm so much better now. But one of the things that damaged my spine, I will live with for the rest of my life because surgery makes it worse. And it was caused from a spinal tap. So, anytime anybody's messing around your spine, you got to be so careful. That's why they stuck you with a chemical wife beater. So they got you on a pump. Oh, I watch live stream replays where they don't. I happen to try to make sure that the chat shows up in the replay. And the person on doing the channel is answering, but not reading the questions. I apologize. And no pills. I used to take 11 pills in the morning when I first got up, 10 pills at night when I'd go to bed. And I didn't know whether I was coming or going half the time. Pills to make me pee, pills to dry me up, pills to relax my muscles, pills to stop muscle spasms, cramps, literally, pills for pain, muscle relaxers. I didn't give a fuck about much of anything for about 15 years. Like 200 milligrams of morphine a day in a pill. Oh, we'll see you later, Mama Bear. Thanks for coming by. I hope you have a terrific, wonderful day. We'll see you, darling. Yeah. So, and now you know how much pharmaceutical medication I take? COVID stopped that for me. It was like, I'm not going to the doctor for a maintenance appointment for medication for high blood pressure that doesn't lower my high blood pressure. That's the only thing I had left because I lost a whole bunch of weight and became diabetic, type 2 diabetic that's diet controlled. So that was the only medication I had left was high blood pressure. And that same doctor prescribed marijuana for me for pain, for fibromyalgia. And byproduct is lowered my blood pressure. I don't take any pharmaceuticals. I just smoke marijuana. Now, I'm not an advocate for smoking marijuana. I'm just saying, for me, that's what helped me. I smoke it, I eat it, and I grow it. I wear it. My favorite and my favorite and fastest way is a topical, and I'm pointing here intentionally because I'm hurting. This thumb burns like it's on fire 90% of the time. I think I broke this bone right in here, the little tiny bone right in there, and I broke it years ago, 1997, I believe it was. And now I'm sure there's arthritis in it. And since I started my YouTube channel, I've been doing so much shuffling that even I use this finger now. I feel it here. You don't realize everything comes together right here. All your fingers come together. You hurt your thumb. When you move your little finger, it affects your thumb. Rachel, I'm an advocate. If everyone got high, people would be nicer. And we have a lot less Cheetos in the world. Cheeto people in the world. I have this horrible problem because ever since I was a little girl, I've loved Cheetos. Now, not all cheese puffs, Cheetos brand. So, and the very last joke I posted on Facebook before I walked off of Facebook was a joke that made everybody so mad at me. It was just a kiddie pool. And it had envelopes, and it said something about how many pounds of Kraft macaroni and cheese powder and Cheetos flavoring and coloring powder was in the kiddies' waiting pool. And you were supposed to guess how many times 45 would have to roll in it to get his tan. And I think it made Zuck mad. All I know is I got attacked from every direction for that joke, and I thought it was pretty funny. But hey, that's right after he was elected, so that's when no one had a sense of humor either. Oh my goodness. So when I was a little girl, I loved Cheetos because they turned your fingers orange. Now I like them because of how they taste. I actually am buying a box, not a bag, or, I mean, we're talking, I know this is a cereal box, but a box this big, up, not already packaged up, just loose, organic, non-GMO popcorn from Amazon. And I found a popcorn popper that's silicone and glass that does one bowl at a time for individual servings. I'm ready for the trials that are coming up because it's going to be good. I keep kidding around on Instagram. I get myself in trouble. George Takei and Robert Reich on their posts. I'm always putting on there, buy stock in non-GMO popcorn, everybody. It's going to get good. Oh, let me tell you, Teresa, morphine, all morphine does is make you want more morphine. Or if you're not used to taking it, it makes you sick to your stomach, so you want to sleep till you get used to taking it. Then when you get used to taking it, you build up a tolerance. So that makes you want more morphine because the pain breaks through. Because it's not doing what it should do. It is just masking a symptom. It is not correcting the cause of the pain. So if I'm going to mask the symptom, then I'll mask the symptom with RSO, which is my go-to for fibromyalgia pain. Surgical pain. I broke my ribs on the 3rd of July last year. I broke 2 ribs. And when I went to the emergency room, I was right in the middle. Things were bad here with COVID, really bad. So I go into the emergency room, scared me to death. But I couldn't breathe. I had to go. And they wrote me a prescription for Flexeril and Percocet. And I went, no, thank you, and handed it back to them. And they went, you don't understand. The only reason we're not recommending surgery and admitting you right now, you have a floating rib. And the only reason we're not recommending you stay here is because we don't have a bed for you. It's because of COVID. You're going to be in a lot of pain at home every time you move, every time you breathe. And I went, I know that. But this stuff will make me throw up. And you want to talk about even thinking about throwing up with a floating rib? I'll live with the pain first, thanks. I just won't move. I just lay there and sleep all day. So I told him that I take RSO for pain on a normal basis for fibromyalgia. And he just told me, he said, well, then I would just double up on that. And I said, that's what I planned on doing. And he said, okay, good for you. And patted me on the little honey and sent me out the door. Let me tell you, 6 weeks. That was pretty painful. But when I would move and it would get real painful, I had my little syringe of RSO, and I would just, thank you, Stony Crow, by the way. She's the person who got me started to try Rick Simpson's oil. And you only need, the size of a grain of rice on your tongue. And he told me to double it. I didn't double it. I did my normal, what I normally do when I have a fibromyalgia flare. Which, by the way, I don't move then either. I don't even wear clothes then. I can't stand it. It hurts. So, yes, happy birthday to everyone. This month is almost over. And then we got the month of May. And thank you for reminding everybody, Sharon. You rock, girl. You do your job so good. Thank you. Yes, and sending you big hugs and prayers and love, girlfriend. Thank you for what you do, Sharon Sipe. Everybody loves you. You know, I think I'm surprised people aren't going, why don't you start your own channel? But I think we'd miss you too much if you did. Oh, dear. Takes your time. Takes your time. And you're constantly thinking of new things. I'm just noticing, you can tell I garden. Time to be outside with the sleeves, without the sleeves. Got a farmer's tan. I look like Scott Allen. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that. I love you, Scott. Oh dear. I gotta say that because he's the farmer that I know. He's not really a farmer anymore. The father of the farm tarot, which, by the way, his farm tarot cards are available if you're interested in buying them. Really neat. The images that he has are all farm images. I didn't say, yeah, words are hard. Yeah. On my cards, I have 23 of 66 cards written in my guidebook. All the chakra cards are done. And I'm going alphabetically on the sentiments, and I'm down into the F's. So, yeah, they're coming. They're coming along. This is just the first draft. Then I get to edit. Hey, I want to do this right. I don't want to have cards that people don't know how to use after they buy them. They are very intuitive. I mean, they're just one word. Most of them, like harmony. Decisiveness. And then there's the ones that are multiple words. Dust in the wind. But that's to remind us that don't take your problems so seriously, because that's all you are, is dust in the wind. But just like dust in the wind, you're unlimited. And you go on and on and on. So, yeah, this is one I got done. Clarity. And I decided I got to get bigger cards so that before I can start pulling cards with these again. This is my favorite card in the whole deck. I love this card. That card can say whatever you want it to say. Simple, basic. This one. You're working on being your best self. Slow the hell down. Great things take time. Things that happen overnight don't usually last. I'm waiting for my phone to die because we're now down below 10% over here on the phone. You're making dinner. What are you making for dinner, Miss Rachel? Yeah, this is also one of my favorite cards. I took three of my favorite rock songs. Dust in the Wind. I think it's Wish You Were Here. Pink Floyd's Two Lost Souls Swimming in a Fishbowl Year After Year. And Alan Parsons Project, Turn of a Friendly Card. When Spirit's given me these sentiments, they popped in my head too, and Spirit giggled and was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I like what those songs say. I got the sentiments in a download all at one time, one night. So I'm like in notes on my in Notepad on my computer, because it was the quickest thing I could open up in my phone, and dictating what I'm hearing to get the different sentiments. And so far, there's only been one that I eliminated, and that was because it didn't make a good card. It just didn't work. So I use it every week on Thursday, and that's the Lightworker's Pledge. It's bigger than a card. Oh, spaghetti! That's what I always do with my spaghetti. My little rubber band broke on my braid. That's what I always do with my spaghetti. I always start from scratch. Fresh tomatoes. Cook it all day, real slow. Been a while since I made that kind of spaghetti sauce. That sounds really good. But I made chicken spaghetti. Was that on Friday? I think it was. Yeah, because it was Friday because I ate on it all weekend. That's my problem. When you live alone, you cook stuff like that and then you eat on it. You eat it for 3 or 4 or 5 days. Hey, Willie, you getting up? Big cat. So we've been here an hour and 10 minutes already. Wow. I'm always shocked at how fast the time goes by. While I'm sitting here and waiting to go live, that hour before, it's like, oh, okay, we haven't even gotten to the countdown yet. Because StreamYard gives you a countdown. Once you get past the half hour point, you get a countdown. I'm like, oh, we're not even in the countdown yet. Go relax, girlfriend. And then it's like 1:45, and I'm going, oh, I don't even have the backdrop up and all that stuff. So I've been so thirsty. Go figure, it's hot. So I eat a lot of salt because I'm perspiring. So I'm thirsty. Yeah, I got this really neat numerology tarot cheat sheet off of Etsy yesterday. And it's going to come in really handy. Because it's not just numerology basics, but very interesting basics of tarot as well as a list of repeating numbers. And it was like $1 by the time I paid tax, and it was delivered. It was $1.97, and it's 2 pages. I'm thinking, Hi, Emerging Soul. Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you. You are here all the way from the UK. Woohoo! Welcome, lady. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh. What time is it there? It's getting late there. 12:12 here. Woo. That's an angel number as well. That's cool. You came in at 12:12. My Pacific time here. That's lunchtime. Wow. Would you like a card, my dear? I would love to pull you a card. Thought my cards were upside down. They were. 8 p.m. I'd like to say I wish it was 8 p.m. here because we'll be past the heat. But by 8 p.m. it's still like 80 degrees, so it's okay. It's still warm. Although it's dark and it's really nice to sit out there when it's like 75 and 80. Card. Okay. How about one from, in honor of the UK, I have the Mystical Wisdom deck, Josephine Wall. Yeah, hot, hot, hot. 10 degrees Celsius. So what's that? Trying to put that into Fahrenheit. I wish we would all like generalize all this temperature and measurement and all that stuff. God. Still so dang tribal in this world, I swear. I'm like, no, my tribe always measured it this way, so that's how we're going to do it. Like, okay, whatever. Sorry, I'm dropping cards all over the floor. Yeah. And I never keep the cards when I drop them on the floor. If they land on the table, yes. Card. Emerging Soul. Oh, this is a good card. I love this card too. It's such a beautiful card. Self-Reliance. I know last time I talked to you, you said you had some new things that you were working on for your channel and stuff. And This card is telling you, don't be afraid to fly solo. Do it. Do it. Go for it, girl. Those ideas came from spirit. So if you're like me, my channel on YouTube, it's not my channel, it's Spirit's channel. I have, if I am directed to a charity to raise money for or whatever, it all comes from Spirit. And that's the reason why I'm working with the charity. I want to work with the charity that I have listed in the description box. Our Underground Railroad. It's an organization that's works stopping child sex trafficking and rehabilitating the children and the families of the children, as well as arresting and the perpetrators. But yeah, don't be afraid to fly solo. Universe has your back. Look at that. Gosh, look at all the fireworks coming out of your back. Her back. It's like, stand in your power, girlfriend. You got it. You got it. Look at the beauty in that card. Even look at it, even in the peace lilies in the bottom. No, those are the Easter lilies. Morning glories. Yeah. Whatever you got planned. Cold enough for your long johns. Bless your heart. Well, I would love to bottle some heat and send it to you, because if it would make my heat less and your temperature rise. Wouldn't that be wonderful? But yeah, it's a beautiful card. It's like your cards. Oh, you have gorgeous cards. Yeah, that's a good. Ooh, yeah, and it's, take your time. Take your time, because you know how divine timing goes. If this is not if this is from spirit. Spirit will not let you initiate it until it's ready. You're ready, and back up. You know what I'm saying? You're covered. You're protected. Had to duck out. Got some personal drama with the credit union to deal with. Oh, Lord. Been there, done that. I finally gave up on the bigger credit union and went to a smaller one. They offered more services. They've helped my credit improve, and they've been nicer than nice can be. Where the big one was all about, oh, thank you. The big one was all about how much money they could make off of you, and what's the matter with you? You're irresponsible. And I'm like, no, because I'm struggling financially does not mean I'm an irresponsible louse. Yeah. I've had to wait. Yeah. Yeah, because if you're taking care of your mom, I did that. I took care of my mother for 11 years. She passed away at 97. And when she passed away, I didn't know what to do with myself at first. How do you be 60 years old and all of a sudden you feel like an orphan? My dad passed away in 2004. And my mother passed away in 2018. So I had like 15 years without my dad. It was just my mother and I. And yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, Kat. Just by any chance, do you use Apple products? Because there was a hacker, someone sold our information. On if you have an iPhone and stuff. I've been getting, and ever since this happened last week, I believe it was, And boy, have I been getting phishing texts and emails, oh, we had to hold your latest deposit for questionable, how do they put it? You have to hold your latest check deposit because of questionable activity on that check. And it's from a bank account, from a credit union I left back in 2018. I closed the account. Been no deposits made there that they would have to hold for questionable activity. Phishing, plus the click here to sign in, to get your sign in, to get into your account. That's phishing email. And I've been getting those like crazy. They're driving me nuts. But it's ever since whoever it is got our information. I can't remember all the details on it, but it had something to do with Apple. If they got hacked into, or if it was a disgruntled employee, something happened. Well, it always happens on Android. Sorry, Rachel, but that's part of the reason why I got rid of my anything to do with Google stuff. Yeah, but it's not any different on Apple now. They hack into it all. The only reason they were slower hacking into stuff on Apple was because rich people have Apple products. You don't want to step on their toes. Oh, sorry, everybody. I'll be right back. I had to plug the computer in before it dies. There we go. Speaking of Apple, my laptop's about to die. Did plug it in. Yeah. Apple's really picky about, not letting their code get out because of hacker shit. This time it didn't work so good. But they're also the worst as far as planned obsolescence goes. So I've been noticing lately that the volume, every time I charge my phone, I have an iPhone that's 2 years old. 1st of May, it'll be 2 years old. And the volume, every time I charge it, is lower. Even if I turn it up all the way, it won't blast my ears out anymore. Oh my God, I thought you were running to puke or something. I was away from the computer, but listening. LOL, I ran back to my computer so fast. Why? You going to hold your hands up for me, Rachel? I love you, sweetheart. No, this is like when the thing pops up and it says, ow, computer's low, battery's low. It's like, you better plug it into your charger, girlfriend. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I just noticed I got a bruise on my shoulder right here. Bony arms, I tell you. You're going to call 911. Oh my gosh. Oh no, you'd know. If something was wrong with me, I'd tell someone, call 911, something's wrong. Oh my gosh. Even if I can't stay awake to do it. It's like when my kidneys failed, my mom had to call 911. It's like, she was like, should I call 911? I was like, I don't give a fuck what you do. Just leave me alone. All I wanted to do was go to sleep. I just wanted to stay asleep. I wouldn't wake up, and it really scared her. It should have scared her because they told me if she hadn't called 911 and I'd have stayed asleep, I'd have never woke up. I'd have woke up dead. You dropped the spaghetti spoon somewhere back in the kitchen. Crosby's happy. Crosby's her dog. Oh my goodness, that's good. That's funny. Yeah, I guess I should have said something before I like stood up and just like, oh, I need to get my I need to plug in my phone. Oh yeah. That's good. Yeah, an hour and a half. Oh, I love it. I love this live stream because I don't usually try not to plan anything. So just reading cards or whatever you guys want to do in the chat. What you want to talk about, we'll talk about, you know? I hope nobody gets my Walmart because I get some benefits through my health insurance attached to Walmart that I rely on. And it's not medication. It has to do with over-the-counter medication. I get a certain amount of money every 3 months for over-the-counter medication and a certain amount of money every 3 months for healthy, fresh food. So that's like fresh fruits and vegetables, butter and milk, and you know, that kind of stuff. So I, as of this month, am no longer getting food from the food bank because I am financially at a position where I don't need to anymore. So I'll leave that food for those who need it. Your spoon in the kitchen somewhere. Sorry. So, you know, that's the first time in like 5 years that I haven't been having to get my food from the food bank, and then I supplement it with what I buy. So it's like all my staples were coming from the government. My cheese, non-fat milk, which, by the way, if you're lactose intolerant, that's the worst milk for you. Because when they remove the fat out of milk to make it non-fat, you know what's left? Lactose, the milk sugar. So don't go low fat for lactose intolerance. You're lactose intolerant, stay away from lactose. Period. You don't need it anyway. Good night. There's such good ice creams and cheeses and stuff made from that are vegan. There's delicious stuff out there now. Like some of the plant-based. I know this sounds crazy, and I'm not a vegan. I'm a meat eater, but I like that. It was the Impossible beef. That plant-based ground beef makes the best tacos and stuff. And if I don't have to eat ground beef, that helps the planet because it keeps methane down. I'm just trying to do what I can. I have these silicone. I'm trying to completely eliminate plastic out of my life. So, yeah, the plant-based cheeses work great with regular cheese. Mix the two together. I'll take Parmesan cheese and the plant-based cheddar. Makes a great grilled cheese sandwich. Use the Parmesan cheese as though you're. I'll take butter and garlic and Parmesan cheese on the outside of the grilled cheese so that it's like garlic bread with grilled cheese in the middle. I don't cook fattening at all. Oh, and I don't use margarines or anything like that. I use coconut oil or ghee. I cook pretty much in ghee. It's funny because I have one of those magical marijuana butter maker thingies. And the butter that they ask you to use is clarified butter. Well, you know what clarified butter is, gang? That's ghee. And I make ghee all the time. Field roast creamy chow slices. Sounds good. I used to buy canola butter butter made from extra virgin pressed canola oil. It was really good butter too. I actually like the flavor of it better than real butter, which is amazing because I love butter. Not like I do cheese though. That's the only reason, I'll be honest with you, the only reason I'm not vegan is I like my cheddar cheese. Well, it's not just cheddar. I like Gouda. Mmm. And brie. And I just, you can take meat away from me and I'm fine, but don't take away my cheese. Don't take away my cheese. I love cheese. Well, we're at an hour and 30 minutes, and all this talk of cheese and spaghetti has got me hungry. I don't know about you guys. It's lunchtime. What time is it? What time is it here? 12:31. Yeah. Yeah. I would have to do that too. The government issue cheese now is interesting. It's supposed to be American cheese spread, like Velveeta. But Velveeta melts really easy. This stuff doesn't. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird stuff. Once it does melt, though, it's really good. It's really creamy, but it's kind of sweet. Like it's got cheese in it. Go eat, Katie. It's okay. Well, I did have a grilled cheese just before I started. So, I actually got smart last week. Figured out that you should eat before you do your lives instead of waiting until after. So, got a fruit fly driving me nuts. Turns hot, fruit flies come out. So, yeah. Yes. Well, you need to cook and then eat on your day off today. Stay off your feet, woman. She only walked 23 miles on her job in 2 days this weekend. That's why I don't. I can't. I would be in the hospital after that. I'll be honest with you. That would put me in the hospital. I can't walk 5 miles in a day. When I walk to the store, it's like 4 blocks. It's 4 good sized blocks too. One way. I'm done. When I get home and I get things put away, I'm done. So I don't do that very often. That's I have stuff delivered because of that. So yeah. So yeah. I'm gonna go and appreciate you guys coming. Thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna go find me something to eat. We'll see you tomorrow night between 5 and 6 Pacific for Black Cat Tarot. Maya for the Lightworkers Roundtable. We'll find out what Maya does to bring back her loving, sweet, bright vibrations. This is so much fun. Should be a lot of fun. Hey, Michelle, my belle. Good to see you, my dear, my dear. You're coming out catching me just as I'm getting ready to go. Starting to get hungry. It's good to see you, though. I always appreciate you when you are here. We love our Michelle. Yeah, we're just reading cards today. Kind of quiet today. I'm be honest with you, all this I don't recall. I listened to her and I laughed and I laughed And I laughed. And everybody's talking about how that judge is sitting there smiling and how he's got to be right wing. He's going to let her off and all that. And I'm sitting there going, that judge is like me. Only he has to sit there on camera. I'm not on camera. I can laugh my ass off at this stupid woman. He can't. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. You didn't get notifications. That's weird because I even put out reminders and all over the place. I need my community page. I'm about almost halfway there. I'm about 250 subscribers. I need my community page. That way I can leave you guys messages and little tidbits like that I leave all over the place in Instagram. I would leave the same thing for you guys that I do over on Instagram. So then you can, those of you who follow me in both places, you can get a double whammy. You didn't get a notification either. Weird. Good old YouTube. I posted some stuff on Instagram, and as I came back out, Instagram was installing an update. So maybe YouTube did an update too, and they might have done it. So, and Rachel got the notification. You never know. That's one thing I never get upset with is the creator, because we set all the settings appropriately, and it's up to YouTube to take it from there. No, it wasn't just you. I believe that. I've been on this YouTube game for a while. I know YouTube and their algorithm. They only depends on how many channels are going to be using the bandwidth, and the ones that they're going to give out the notifications on first are going to be the bigger channels. That's just how it seems to work. Because the bigger channels is where YouTube makes its money. It's not on people like me. They don't monetize me. Hey, they're not ever going to make money off me. Well, they will with their ads that they put on there that I don't sign up for, but I don't plan on monetizing through YouTube. Their rules are stupid. They'll find any reason they can to turn you down for dumb stuff, stupid stuff. Just really stupid stuff. Like if you've got too much stock video in your videos. Or they'll turn you down because you don't use enough B-roll in your videos. Or it's just... it's just weird. No, I've noticed that too, Michelle. Because people that I watch regularly, like, who was it that I didn't get? Denise and Lisa yesterday, I didn't get a notification on them. I just automatically know to go there. So I didn't pay that much attention. But yeah, who else do I no longer get? Every time this happens, you know what I do to get it started up again is I'll go unsubscribe and resubscribe and then hit that damn bell again. Like I'm starting it all over again. And then you'll be fine for about 6 months. And then if you don't watch, I do know for a fact that if you subscribe to a lot of channels that you don't watch regularly, YouTube will start dropping you from their membership rolls. And that's bullshit, folks. There's channels that I subscribe to that I don't particularly necessarily like the content, but I like the person. So I want to support the channel by subscribing. My YouTube currency, your YouTube currency that matters the most is the fact that you're sitting here watching it. It's not the thumbs up. It's not the subscription. It's the view. So if you get a chance, even if you can't hit the thumbs up every time, if you get a chance to watch somebody's video more than once, do it. Especially on some of these more difficult card readings, some of these more intricate card readings, because every time you rewatch it, you're going to pick up more. Oh, it is frustrating to watch a show and then it goes to a commercial. And YouTube likes to put it in right in the middle of when they're saying something that you want to know. I mean, like right in the middle of the word. Their timing is horrible. Yeah, there's a lot of little secrets like that. Like, I know people who do live streams and they play copyrighted music through their whole live stream. You can do music requests like a DJ, but the catch is at 59 minutes before the hour, they have to leave and delete and then come back and start it again. And I've known lots of people who their whole channel is based on that, and they have a couple thousand subscribers and stuff, but they don't have any videos hardly listed because they can't keep their live streams on there because they play music in the background or they do musical requests. I've even known people who have had musical covers that they were playing on the guitar on their live stream, get their live stream taken down for copyright. Even though you're playing you're playing it. It's your cover, it's your rendition. YouTube's musical copyright is odd. I'm waiting for them to get picky about copyright on these things. They did with diamond paintings. Had to be really particular, and if you were doing a diamond painting, demonstrating a diamond painting, or doing a review or recommendation for a diamond painting, you had to research the painting, make sure that it wasn't a stolen copyrighted image. 3/4 of what you buy through China and other countries in the diamond painting world is stolen copyrighted images. But YouTube was cracking down on it. I'm not saying that's good or that's bad. I'm just saying they were cracking down on it. That's another one of the reasons why I don't have that channel anymore. Exactly. I'm the same way, Teresa. There's so many of them that I would love to become a member on their channel. They got the special stuff for the members, and you're missing a lot. And in a way, it makes you feel shut out when you can't afford it. So I've been trying to figure out a way to make it available for stuff that I would have like on Patreon. Try to make it available for everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's like free card readings. I want to teach Reiki. I want to teach Reiki for free because everyone can do Reiki. Everyone should be able to do Reiki. Everyone should learn Reiki. So I'm studying now to get my Reiki Master Teacher. I'm making my own oracle cards so that I can teach people how to do it and talk to them about the process that I went through and what all I learned. There's companies out there. Matter of fact, this week, the company I'm contacting to see what all's required to publish through them is Hay House. I got to looking at my cards the other day. Every single deck of cards that I use for Saturday Solutions is published by Hay House. So then I'm thinking, well, you know what? Maybe I might want to publish through them instead of publishing through Amazon. Just depends on what the requirements are. So I'm going to check on them. You want to learn Reiki? Oh, babe, go to udemy.com. Udemy.com. They have Reiki classes, they have tarot classes, they have photography classes, editing. It's like Skillshare. Only they don't charge you a certain amount every month to belong. They just charge you for the class. It's a really cool place. It's a And if you're wanting to do craft stuff, like you're wanting to learn different crafts, you're wanting to learn painting, that kind of stuff, there's a company called Craftsy that I'm checking out right now. That is also like Skillshare and Masterclass and those guys that charge, well, Masterclass, I think it's $180 for a year, but then you've got unlimited Masterclasses you can take for that. Well, that's pretty cool. You're taking classes from people like Neil deGrasse Tyson and I think Jane Goodall. I'm going, chimpanzees. What's her name? People like that. Gordon Ramsay, he teaches a cooking class on Masterclass. So, there's, if you're today, the big message that I've gotten in all my card readings today is today be creative, even if it means just go outside and throw paint at a canvas. Pick the colors, go to a paint store, like, oh hell, go to Michael's. Pick 3 tubes of acrylic paint that you really like the colors, squirt them out, mix them in some water, and literally, with gloves on, throw it on a big canvas. Just can't paint, just throw it and let it hit there. See what you come up with. I can be surprised. Just let it happen. Let spirit make that paint land. It's fun. And the best way I know of to come up with an abstract painting from spirit. I'll do that when I'm mad too. I'll pick colors that are like yellow and orange and vibrant red, and I'll go grab a canvas and put it on a piece of plastic outside, and then I'll just go and throw paint at it. I'll pick those colors, black and red and stuff like that, and throw it on there. And the beauty of what you create when you do that calms you, it grounds you, centers you, and it's amazing what happens. As Bob Ross would say, there are no mistakes, only happy little accidents, especially in the art world, unless you're trying to be someone who's following all the art theory properly, which most artists don't do that. Most artists take off on their own thing. How do you think we ended up with Picasso and, the Impressionists and those guys? They invented new stuff. They didn't stick with the old, this is the way it's always been. So that's the whole point of being an artist, of being creative. You're starting something new. So, yeah, I highly for being creative. There's so much you can do that's not, people be, oh, I'm not creative, I can't draw. That's only one definition of being creative. Do you cook? Do you, like, I'm really into essential oils. I love combining different essential oils to make different fragrances. I don't buy perfume anymore. I just, this is a good card. But look how pretty that card is. Talk about Ophelia. You know what's going, that's what's happening with the world right now. We're paying our karmic debt. We were always, we go into lockdown for COVID. We kind of lost touch with each other, lost touch with the world, lost touch with what was going on. We just kind of were out of touch. You know what? Really wasn't any different than the way we were before, because we had our heads so far shoved into the sand we couldn't see either. And so we weren't focused on, was what I'm doing karmically right? Is what I'm doing going to hurt someone else? because you weren't focused on what you were doing. You were just going through the motions. And thus, we built up karmic debt. And we're paying for it. The United States is paying for it as a country because of all of the genocide and the bullshit that happened, that this country was built on, that we were so falsely proud of as white Americans, as the interlopers who, under manifest destiny, had the right to decide whether you live or not because you were Christian or not Christian. It's a lot of karmic debt we're being paid for. That's why what we're going through is so fucking hard. Yeah. Oh, the UK. I had a friend in Manchester that I had to walk away from because she was such a supporter of Brexit and stuff that she wouldn't even, she'd laugh when I'd tell her what was going on here with Trump. She thought it was all hilarious. She thought it was funny. That can't be that bad. This is part of the reason I walked away from her. She was also into, after I got to know her, found out she was into eugenics. It was like, this woman lied to me. She was just lying to me to pump me for information about what was going on in the United States. That's all she cared about. So when I did get angry with her and walk away, she knew why. She knew why. I told her, God bless you, because your leader is bought and paid for just like mine. And your leader thinks mine is mighty fine. So Putin is ruling their both. And she was just like, when I said that, she was like, that made her mad. Yeah, they're just puppeteers. They're just puppeteers for the rich, is all they are. The people with the money have always been the people that dominated the world. They have since the beginning of time. So, people with the money, they're the people with the influence. And I think probably the only time we didn't have that issue was when the world was oriented on bartering, you know. But then you had certain goods and services that were worth more in a barter. So it's always a matter of comparing. Have you noticed that? You had corporate government. It is definitely corporate government. Oh my God. Always has been. Number one thing that Congress, the government always cares about is goods and services. What is the GDP? Gross. And I mean gross domestic product. And how are people spending their money? It's all based on capitalism. And as long as capitalism is the basis of our society, the society will fail because capitalism is based on the back of slavery. That's my opinion. So as long as we worship those with billions of dollars and think that they're going to help us, if they were going to help us, why didn't they do it before? Why did they let it get to this point? Just saying. Because they were involved in getting it to this point. Because the profit line is all that matters. The bottom line. So I'm very opinionated when it comes to capitalism. It doesn't work. Capitalism, in my opinion, and in my education background, economically, it will eventually fail, because for it to be successful, you have to have a poor class. You have to have the ultra rich and the ultra poor. there's no balance in that. So things that aren't balanced, law of Einstein, you know, everything has an equal and opposite reaction. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So balance. And I think on that note, I'm going to leave you guys because we're right at 2 hours. And that's my time I blocked off on the TLC community calendar, which most people don't even do that now. There's so many of us. I appreciate you guys. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. It's so good to see you and to talk to you. I love doing these lives where we just have a few in the chat, and yeah, the haves and the have-nots. I am so glad you did too. Oh, I will enjoy my cheese. Actually, I did that earlier. I had a grilled cheese sandwich. That's why I was on my brain talking about grilled cheeses, because that's what I had just before I started. But I think what I'll do, I think a nice big glass of apple juice sounds really good. I don't know why. It just is calling me. Apple juice is always good. I love you guys so much. I thank you for being here. The fact that you spend your time with me is such an honor to me. I know how important your time is, and thank you. Be kind to one another, please. Most of all, be kind to yourself, because nobody else is going to do it. You got to do it for yourself. And besides, you do you better than anybody else can do you. Love you. We'll see you later. Bye-bye now.